Good morning. Thank you. Welcome to Unity of Bellevue. It's so great to have you with us here this morning. Here at Unity of Bellevue, our mission is to awaken people to their spiritual nature and thereby transform the world. We affirm that every one of us has within our being a spark of the divine that connects us all to Source and all to each other. In that knowing, we honor the many names of God, the many and diverse paths to God, and the many ways that we worship God. Whether I'm looking at your beautiful faces here in the sanctuary, it's nice to see so many faces, or you're watching us online, and wherever you are on your life's journey, know that we're truly delighted to have you. We're blessed by your presence, and we celebrate our inherent oneness. My name is Ken McClellan. It's my privilege to get things started here this morning. I want to introduce the rest of our all-star team this morning. Susan Neidig, who led in our meditation this morning. I think she must still be out in the atrium. She will also be our prayer chaplain this morning. Our board host is Sharon Wolf. Raise your hand, Sharon. Ta-da! Our offering steward is going to be Paul Roof. Paul, raise your hand. We know Paul. And our song leader assisting with the songs this morning is our wonderful Jamie Sassi. Today, I'm excited to welcome back our guest speakers and guest musicians, Reverends Dr. Melissa Phillippe and Z. Egloff. You may recall a couple of years ago, we had the pleasure of having them as our speakers and musicians in an online service during our period of COVID lockdown. So they were great then, and I'm delighted to see them back here and in person. Just as kind of a side note, I happened to look at their website yesterday, and I was fascinated what they believe their mission statement is. Their mission is to bring radical joy to the world. Isn't that awesome? I think that's fantastic. So thank you, and good to have you back again. And with that, let's get the celebration started this morning with our community song with Reverend Melissa and Z, and our own Jamie Sassi.
Good morning, everybody. Please stand as you're able and join us in our opening song. God is my source. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. How about some love? Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need. Joy! Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace now. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. Back to God, guys. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Woo! Thanks, guys.
Taking a deep breath. Sighing out the morning. Deep breath. Sighing out the week. Aware that as we breathe in the one infinite divine source and power of all that is love itself, life itself, breathing us, giving us just all we need in each moment of inhale and exhale. As we breathe in this new joy, this new day, this new beginning and opportunity today. And we let go with each exhale, allowing ourselves to come fully present to receive, to be in community, whether that be in presence physically together or connected online. We are one. We are one. In all of our myriad of diversity, we are one magnificent, glorious community. So grateful for this morning, for the blessings of this day. We open to being blessed and being a blessing as we let this be by saying Amen. And so it is. Amen. So, we want to start by engaging you. If you were thinking you could sleep through the morning, think again.
Well, we all know that one of the cornerstones of spiritual practice is staying in the present, right? So we're going to help all of us stay in the present now. We have a song called Now. And you have a job, or shall we say an invitation in this, which is to help us out by saying one word, which is, you guessed it, now. When do you say that? You say it when I go like this, so now. When do you say it? Now. Like be here, now. Right, now. Right, now. Here, now. Be. Now. Okay, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna start out kind of slow, and then the nows are gonna come a little bit more fast and furious. And then there's also a part at the end where, well, you're gonna sing with Melissa too.
Yes,
when she
please.
Does her part.
So if you would sing this with me, although you're going to have to hear me do it first, I realize. So after me, sing this after me. Now, 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 now. Your turn. Now, 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 now. Every time you sing, each of those is a practice to be here.
Now.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then at the end, both happen at once, and so you can follow me, you can follow Melissa, or the super enlightened of you can do both at the same time. All right, so are we ready to start the song? All right, hit it.
Here we go. Now, 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 now. I know that you can feel it. Now, 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 now. Oh, it's where everything is happening. Yeah, whether or not you believe it. Everything that ever happened right now.
When do you wake up, get out of bed, brush your teeth, cup of coffee, kiss your sweetie out the door? It all happens
Now.
Go to work, sit down, make some calls, act busy, write a report, punch the clock. It all happens now. It's the tangible, audible, graspable, adaptable, colorful, incorruptible, unstoppable.
Now.
The changeable.
Now.
Rearrangeable.
Now.
Irrepressible, irreversible, irresistible.
Now. Now. I know that you can feel it now, 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 now. It's where everything is happening. Oh, whether or not you believe it, yeah, yeah. Everything that ever happened happens right now.
When do you meditate? Fall in love. Make mistakes. Change your mind. Fall down. Get up. It all happens. Dream a dream. Take a chance. Risk. Dare. It all happens. It's the wonderful, magical, mystical, invisible, beautiful, bountiful, sensational, unbreakable, unshakable. Right here, it's all happening
now, 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 now. I know that you can feel it now, 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 now. It's where everything is happening now. Yeah. Whether or not you believe it, everything that ever happened right now.
timeless, shapeless, nameless, ageless.
Right
now is the place where dreams are born. Now won't hurt you, blame you, shame you. Now's been here since you were born. Here we go. Dream a dream. Take a chance. Risk. Dare. It's all happening in the unbreakable, unshakable, right here. It's all happening. Dream a dream. Take a chance. Risk. Dare.
It's where
all
everything
happening
is happening.
in the unbreakable, unshakable,
Now.
right here. It's all happening.
Yeah.
Dream a dream. Take a chance. Risk. Dare. It's all happening in the unbreakable, unshakable, right
Everything that ever
here.
happened
It's all
happened
happening.
right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So are you all awake? Yeah. Now. All righty. We have a reading today by the writer, I want to make sure I pronounce this right, Haruki Murakami. Anybody know them? Okay. Once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what the storm's all about. We chose the reading today, and you'll find out why when we do our talk. Okay, and now we are doing our statement of faith, and we're going to read it first and then have you join us. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Please say it with me. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent.
And our affirmation, we envision a world of peace that works for all. We behold the world of people and cultures blending, supporting, and mixing in magnificent ways. Peace creates beauty in our world. We are that peace. We are that beauty. And so it is. With me? We envision a world of peace that works for all. we behold the world of people and cultures, blending, supporting, and mixing in magnificent ways. Peace creates beauty in our world. We are that peace. We are that beauty. And so it is.
So I don't know if I said it yet. Thank you for having us here today. We're
Yeah.
really grateful and thrilled to be here. We know we were here virtually a couple years ago, but it's not quite the same as being here in person. So we're thrilled to be here, and thank you to everyone who helped make that happen. Amazing sound team, and Monica has been our point person from the beginning. Really incredible. So thank you.
Yeah, I said to Monica, I think we did about 1,000 emails, Monica and I.
I think it was 975, but it was
She's
close to
amazing.
1,000. Yeah,
So, and Daniel, too. Everyone here this morning, thank you all.
Okay,
Great.
so we're going to
Okay.
do another song now.
We are.
We are, yeah. There we go.
I was just a child when Spirit came to me. Said, girl, you have things you are meant to do, so lean on me. There have been times when I thought I wouldn't make it through, and that's when Spirit would turn my head the other way and have me sing to you that if I believe, I can. I know that if I can see it, God has a plan. And I will get to the end of my life and be proud of the race I ran. 'Cause if I believe, I can. Following my dreams, I've often felt alone. But each time I was wandering, thinking I was lost, I would be shown. Now I stand here. I know I am right where I'm supposed to be. And I will hold to the truth God has given me. Now that I see that if I believe, I can. Oh, I know that if I can see it, God has a plan. And I will get to the end of my life and be proud of the race I ran. 'Cause if I believe, I can.
There was a time when I couldn't go on and I tripped and fell. Oh, I was down, full of pain, misunderstanding, closing in, nowhere to go, but where I landed, wait. That's when I heard a voice in me. It filled me up. It said, believe in yourself. what you're here to do. You got no more excuses. When you follow what's true for you, I was raised up. I was made new. Now I'm standing here right in front of you to speak, to give you the word that was given to me. Because nothing can stop you when you believe.
Others may say that I am wrong. Ha! What can they know when I know that if I
There was a
believe,
time when I couldn't go on and I tripped and fell. Oh, I was down, full of pain, misunderstanding, closing in, nowhere to go. But where I landed, wait,
Oh,
that's when I
know
heard
that
a voice
if
in me.
I can
It
see
filled me
it.
up. It said,
God
believe in
has a
yourself. What you're here to do, you got no more
plan.
excuses. When you follow what's
And
true
I
for you, I
will
was
get
raised
to
up.
the
I was made
end
new.
of
Now
my
I'm
life
standing here right
and
in
be
front of you
proud
to speak,
of the
to give you
race
the
I
word that was given to me. Because nothing can stop you when you
'Cause
believe.
if
Yeah, I was raised up. I was made new. Now I'm standing here right in front of you to speak, to give you the word that was given to me. Because nothing can stop you when you believe, to give you the word that was given to me. Because nothing can stop you.
I
believe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Our talk today is entitled, When Bad Things Happen. Fun, right? So we want to talk about our spiritual response when bad things happen. To kick this off, we found a quote from a writer that's really appropriate for this topic, which is, when bad things happen, we have three choices. We can let it define us, we can let it destroy us, or we can let it make us stronger. You know who said that? Dr. Seuss. Go figure. You got to be a wise person to write children's books, just saying. Like, really. Yeah. So we're going to tweak the quote a little bit. We're going to say define, destroy, or deliver, because 3Ds sounds good, right? And we're also going to say it's not so much that you have a choice of those three things, as much as it's a process that you move through, and the key is to keep moving and not get stuck in define or destroy. But think about it. When something happens that's maybe not what we expected or want, sometimes it does define us at first, right? And that's not necessarily a bad thing because it means you're not in denial, right? Another nice D word. Sometimes we have to just take a look at things and allow it to define us for a while. Next step, destroy. Well, the key here is to not be so destroyed that you can't move on anymore, right? But when big, hard, unexpected things happen, often it is a time for destruction of our old beliefs, our old attitudes, even old parts of ourselves, so that we can then move forward into deliverance. And we know, because we have been alive long enough, and we know some of you here might feel the same way, all of us are going through this all the time, right? We're in some parts of our life, we're being defined by something. In other parts, we're in that destruction phase. In other parts, we're in deliverance, right? That's always going on. We each want to share today a story of our experience of being defined and then destroyed and then delivered. And Melissa is going to get us started. Melissa?
When I was growing up, I wanted to be a rock star. That might not be shocking to you, but not speaking metaphorically. I mean, I wanted to be a rock star, not just any rock star. I specifically wanted to be Janis Joplin. Yes. And yes, I am aware that Janis Joplin died a young and tragic death. And yes, that was a sign of things to come for me in my life. I followed Ms. Joplin's footsteps for a long time, including the drinking and drugging. Yeah, I became a drug addict at 13, and then I stayed one for a while, and after college, I moved down to the Bay Area to pursue my dreams in music. Sounds good, right? I'm right on track. After years, I met this guy. For the sake of, appropriateness, we'll call him Tommy. Okay, Tommy was from LA. He worked in the music business, and he actually worked with a really high-profile act, like he knew people. And he thought I should be a star. So I liked him very much. And he wanted to make it happen for me. So I was going to relocate to LA. He was going to make this all happen, get gigs for me, introduce me to people, and get me signed. And I would live happily ever after as Janis Joplin Jr. Right? Yeah, I was on track. I gave notice to the blues band that I had been in for years in San Francisco. I gave notice to my apartment manager and to all of my students and clients that I had a lot of at that point. And I was set to move March 1st, head to LA, have my dream come true. And then in December, a couple things happened. So weird things, at first, unexplainable. First of all, Tommy had told me a couple stories along the way, and I knew couldn't be true for, we don't need to go into the details, but when someone tells you something and you're like, that can't be true. And I didn't understand why he would lie to me, and these were things of no consequence. So I just thought, okay, that's kind of weird, and I let it go. But then a couple weeks. So I wrote those things off, but then we were going to get together right around Christmas time. And another thing happened. So he had asked me all my travel plans. He said, you just give me the parameters of when you can fly down and when you can leave, and I'll make all the travel arrangements for you for this Christmas connection thing. And then a few days later, he gave me my itinerary, and he had me leaving earlier than I said I could and getting back later than I said I needed to. When I asked him about that, he said, well, Christmas travel is really busy. I couldn't get you the flights exactly that you needed, so I did my best. And I thought this made sense. Christmas, biggest time of the year with Thanksgiving to travel. Okay, let it go. A few days later, because I was still practicing being Janis Joplin, after a gig, I'm in a van with my really dear friend Brian, getting high. And I'm telling him, I'm whining to him actually, about this trip that I have and how I have to rearrange all these things, and now it's really stressful, blah, 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 because of the itinerary that Tommy did for me. And I explained to him, and he says, Melissa, that doesn't add up to me. You're flying San Francisco to Los Angeles. There are so many flights every day. They can't be full even at Christmas. I think you should call the airlines and just check this out. Okay, those moments that you never forget? So the moment he said that, I felt my stomach fall into my feet. I knew he was right. I didn't know what I was going to do about that, but I thought he was probably right. So I went home and I called the airlines, and this was now only days before all this was supposed to happen, and they still had plenty of flights. Every hour I could pick which hour I wanted to go on which day. You can imagine, this guy's going to be my manager, right? He's in charge of my life soon. I was crushed. I was very confused. Why? Why? And what do I do? Both, right? I was angst-filled. It was consuming me, right? I was fully in being defined. I was in the dilemma defining me. It was all I could think of. It was all I could talk about. And I talked about it with everyone who would listen because I wanted everyone's opinion because I knew somebody was going to help me figure out a perfect solution to this problem. One of the things I started learning from all these people was there's this thing called pathological liars. Pathological liars lie for no reason. They just lie. I don't need to get into it more because I don't really know more about it except for that it's a thing. It's actually a thing, and there's no reason for it, and that's why he lied to me about the stories he told me about my friends, these other weird stories and my flights. And as you know, when you have something like this happen, I started to realize, oh yeah, there was other things he had told me. There were these other kind of odd things that probably were more of that. So now I was really up against it, totally defined, because my whole life was now about to be whatever. The track was not going to be the track or something, or I was going to make a stupid choice. And I felt like any choice was going to be a stupid choice, right? And I had one conversation in particular that clarified it for me when I was saying to my dear friend at the time, I feel like my whole life I've had this one dream, and it's knocking on my door. And if I don't move to LA, I'm telling my dream to go away. To which she said, Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think your dream includes having a manager that you know you cannot trust. Unfortunately, that was my answer. So I knew I couldn't go. I could not change my entire life, entrust my life, my career, my dreams, everything to this person that I absolutely knew I could not trust. So I canceled. And there I was, now right smack dab in the middle of phase 2, because that whole choice was destroying me. I did not know anything. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how I felt. I was smack dab deep in grieving and a little like PTSD kind of shock stuff. And nothing felt right to me. Nothing felt like what I should do next. You know how we get these inklings. Nothing. I was depressed. I was grieving. I was stuck. I was stuck in the destroyed phase. Finally, after many weeks of that, a friend of mine who lived in Hawaii called me, and I was catching up, explaining from my depths of despair what was going on. And she said, this sounds like a really good time for you to come and visit me in Hawaii. But you have to stay a while. All of a sudden, for the first time in a long time, I had all this energy. That go to Hawaii and stay at my friend's house for weeks, like 6 weeks, that sounded pretty good, especially from where I was at. And I thought, I'm going to do this. It's going to be a perfect time for me. I will go there. I will get some clarity. And I know I'll do a cleanse. And this cleanse will include not drinking alcohol or doing any drugs. That would be good for me to clear my mind a little. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Only when I got there, I noticed I didn't really know how to do life without alcohol and drugs. I had all these things, I think they call them feelings. I did not know what to do with all these feelings, and I had a lot of feelings. Feelings from this whole thing that had just happened, and feelings from a lifetime, decades, of using drugs and alcohol to not feel the feelings. So I had a wonderful 6 weeks, you can imagine, of a cleanse. But I did it. I made it 6 weeks. The whole thing was extremely intense. I got there was a monsoon, and it seemed like the monsoon continued for 6 weeks internally, right? So after returning home, I, of course, returned to drugs and alcohol because, that's how I knew I could survive. Only something had shifted now. It didn't really work in the way that it had worked before, right? It's like peeking out from under the rock and then the rock goes back down and you're under there and you know there's a world out there. After months and months of suffering that way, on July 31st, 1989, so that's 33 years, 2 months, and 8 days ago, I got clean. Yay! Interphase 3, deliverance. Major deliverance. Becoming clean and sober completely changed the course of my life. Like I had thought my life course was changing to go to LA, and instead, whoosh, this way. A whole new life, a whole new reality with feelings that I know how to feel and everything. And now with hindsight, it all seems so clear. So thank you, Tommy. Thank you for the lies and the heartbreak and for the best things that I got out of all of that. And thank you, Janis Joplin, for the initial seed planting of the rock star dream, because now I walked this road to this version. And thank you, Spirit, seriously thank you, Spirit, for my finding my way to getting clean. And all the wonderful life that has unfolded for me since, because my life rocks. My life is the rock star. All of this allowed me to find my perfect expression of being a rock star. This is it. Yeah. I used to sing about the blues in bars. Now I think about the joy of divine living in centers for spiritual life. It's way more fun. And I get to do this with my beloved wife. Yeah, back then I didn't know I wanted one of those. But if you had told me that this where I am today would be how that all would play out the moment I hung up the phone from the airlines, no way I would have believed you. No way. Sometimes disasters aren't what they seem. Sometimes bad things are blessings. And I'm not saying that hard stuff doesn't happen. Hard stuff happens. Hard stuff will always happen, I think, while we're on this side of the earth. But no matter what it looks like, no matter how bad life seems in any given moment, Spirit has not brought us this far to leave us. Not in either of those defined or destroyed phases. Spirit brought us here to deliver us. Spirit has got us. What we call bad things are Spirit's call to our next level of good, if we're willing to have aspects of our beliefs and ourselves be destroyed so that we can be delivered. Deep breath. And now I give you my wife, Reverend Z.
Thank you, Melissa. When I graduated from college, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I majored in English in college. There's a joke about English majors. The chemistry major asks, what is the chemical composition underlying the things that I see? The philosophy major asks, what is a philosophy of life that I can adhere to make my life better? The English major asks, would you like fries with that? So that's what I felt like graduating with my English degree, like I was prepared to serve fries and speak English, and that was about it. And I actually tried being a waitress for one day, and I was horrible at it, so there you go. I found myself in this period, I was living in Massachusetts at the time, on Cape Cod, I found myself on a farm, working on a farm, which was a great change of pace because I grew up in academics and I finished college. I was ready for something new. Also, the word I use to describe myself now, I didn't have it then, is gender rich. Whole lot of gender going on, right? So at the farm, I could dress however I wanted. I didn't have to do like the female corporate drag that just felt like not me. I loved being at the farm. A few months after I got there, the guy who was managing the farm left to start his own farm, and they needed someone else to manage the farm. The owner of the farm decided it should be me. I knew nothing about any of this, but we'd gone to the same college, and he thought that was, reason enough. And so I said, sure. Now, something else to know at this point is I had discovered the spiritual path. And when I gave my life to Spirit when I was 23 years old, I knew that meant, like, Spirit, you're in charge. Like, you're going to lead me. I'm going to follow you. My life is yours. And this was very clear to me that this was planted in my lap by Spirit. Like, this is what I was supposed to do next. Run this farm, even when I didn't know anything. And it was amazing. I learned to drive a tractor. It was a small 4-acre vegetable farm. I learned all about that. It was incredible. And since I was the manager, I got to hire my best friend to come work with me. Most of the year, it was just the two of us. In the summer, I hired a crew for harvesting, but mostly it was just the two of us. I'm going to call her Jane. So my best friend Jane and I get to be there together. A cool thing about farming is a lot of the stuff we're doing, weeding, planting, picking vegetables, we're able to talk and work at the same time, right? So we were just out there all day on this farm on Cape Cod, talking about life. She was also into spiritual stuff. It was amazing. Working, talking, being outside, incredible. You're probably wondering, where's the define, destroy, deliver thing? Well, here we go. 5 years-ish into this farm job, I was leaning over to pick up a 50-pound bag of limestone near the end of the season and felt a little twinge in my back. The next morning, I woke up with intense, severe back pain. It did not go away. I went to the doctor. They didn't really know what was going on. They couldn't fix it. So now I am severely in the defined stage. I'm absolutely defined by this. I'm in constant pain, it's not going away, and I can no longer work. I have to go on disability. So I've been given a label here. I am defined by this pain. And it wasn't long until I veered into the destroy phase because they gave me medication, drugs to drown out the pain, but I didn't like taking those because they just knocked me out. I didn't want to be drugged all the time. And so I didn't take those, but then that meant I was in constant pain. This is the one time in my life where I actually considered killing myself because I just thought, I can't go on like, I don't want to, this is not a life that I want to keep living. I actually not only thought about it, I considered how I would do it, which I now know is not a good sign. I am so grateful that I am here now, to tell you about this, and it's in the past. So I did some things, massage, physical therapy, that helped lessen the pain. Didn't get rid of it, but it brought it down enough that I was able to go back to work. I'd been out for months. I'm going back, and I'll never forget my first day there. Jane is there to greet me, and she says, well, okay, there's something I need to let you know. I'm running the farm now. And I said, well, yeah, I know. Thank you so much for doing that in my absence. And she said, no, I'm running the farm now. The owner has asked me to do it now. And I said, well, why? And she said, well, because your pumpkins are too small. Now, she wasn't speaking metaphorically. Apparently, the owner of the farm had some other old guy at the annual pumpkin fest had said, why, those pumpkins are looking really small. And I was using organic fertilizer, not chemical fertilizer, which meant that they were small. And he wanted the manager to use all chemical fertilizer, and I had not been doing that. So she was now in charge. And I said, okay, well, when did this happen? And she said, oh, it was a few months ago. And I said, and you didn't tell me? And she said, no. So here I am now. I'm still in constant pain. I've been demoted at work, and I can still be there, but working with her, with my now former best friend, because she's so uncomfortable about this whole thing. She doesn't really want to talk to me. So here we are, just the two of us, at the farm all day, not talking. So everything in my life was gone, really. I mean, I didn't have my health, I didn't have the job that I'd had, and I didn't have my best friend. The only thing I had at this point was my spiritual practice. And I clung to my spiritual practice. I clung to my faith. I had meditation, I had prayer, and I reached out and found a spiritual community then because I needed that. It was it. That's what I had. That's what I knew was going to get me through this, right? The first part of deliverance came when a friend of mine in my spiritual community handed me a book called Healing Back Pain by John Sarno, a doctor on the East Coast at NYU Medical Center. He's passed now, but this was 30 years ago. He came up with this amazing mind-body technique to heal all kinds of things, where actually the workshop that we are teaching today is about this technique. So she hands me this book. I read this book. Within 6 weeks, my pain, after being in constant pain for over a year, is gone. So that's my first step out, right? That's my first area of deliverance. And now I was able to think more clearly, what's next? And through my spiritual practice, through my prayer, through my meditation, I was guided to really look like, well, what am I interested in? What do I want to do? There's nothing for me here anymore. My life here it's not fulfilling. Everything has been destroyed. What interests me? And I realized it was spirituality and psychology. And so I went to the library, because we didn't have internet then. I went to the library to research where can I find a program in these things, and it was on the West Coast in California. So I found a couple programs. I flew out to the San Francisco Bay Area, interviewed, got in. A month later, I'm driving by myself in my little Honda Civic hatchback. I did not have a radio. I had a tape player next to me playing gospel music the whole way over, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm leaving everything in my life and going to this new place where I know no one, because the old life was destroyed, and now I'm moving through. I'm moving forward. This is what Spirit's calling me to do. When I look at it now, everything in my life started to get better when I moved out of what had been destroyed into the new. That technique that I used to heal my back pain, we use all the time now to heal all kinds of things. For me, that includes chronic fatigue syndrome. So that was a huge area of deliverance. The other is I lost my best friend now, but I now have my best friend ever, and we've been together 14 years. That's Melissa, in case you didn't know. And then my vocation. So what I was doing then was cool, yeah, but what I'm doing now is a better fit. It's what Spirit has called me to do, what I'm doing now. And all of those things came from being willing to be defined, to look at what was going on, and then being willing to let go of what was no longer mine, what was no longer working. And I got through from spiritual practice, from clinging to my faith, from doing my work, and being open to help. So when we see things in our life, maybe our community, maybe the world, that seem in disrepair, that seem out of control, that's when we need to cling to that spiritual sight. Because where we see chaos, Spirit sees opportunity. And where we see destruction, Spirit sees new beginnings. And where we see closed, locked, boarded shut doors, Spirit sees a pathway to deliverance. A pathway to deliverance. Let us pray.
Spirit, carry me. Spirit, carry me. I can't see my way over, so I pray till you carry me.
There is one life, one source, one power, one energy in and through all of creation. Today I call this love. This love is in me, in you, in each and every one of us in this room, online, seen and unseen, known and unknown. Love is all there is. And so I speak my word right here, right now for each and every one of us, that love is guiding us through today. For those things that appear to be defining or destroying us, love is present right here, right now in us. And I accept for each of us a deeper connection with Source, with Spirit, with love, allowing us to be guided, to be teachable, and to know what is ours to do and not do. I'm grateful for knowing the power of this love to guide us through. And in great gratitude for this, I just release this into the one that takes it, that says, yes, yes, yes. Yes, it is yours. Yes, you are loved. And if you are in agreement and alignment with this prayer, please repeat after me, and so it is. Amen.
Spirit, carry me. Spirit, carry me. I can't see my way over, so I stay till you carry me.
When I was a kid, I heard this song. It said, I know you didn't bring me all this way to leave me. I didn't believe in anything then. Who brought me? Who left me? I didn't know. I didn't care. My MO was solo, so low. I couldn't hear your help, your hand, your holy waiting. When we met, I wept, finally aware of your help, your hand, closer than my anger or my longing. You met me where I was, said it's never too late. I am always here. I know you didn't bring me all this way to leave me. Now I know you brought me all this way to love me.
There has never been a time you let me down. Oh, never. I've heard it said I can turn away, but you turn with me, magnified in me. And I see that every time I stumble, you carried me. When I was bound, you set me free. There has never been a time you let me down. Oh, never.
I celebrate you every day, except when I don't, when I forget. I'll slip back to solo alone so I don't know the shape of your grace. I can't find you anywhere. Then I remember, and there you are, pressed so close that every breath is a return to you. I know you didn't bring me all this way to leave me. Now I know you brought me all this way to love me.
There has never been a time you let me down. Oh, never. I've heard it said I can turn away, but you turn with me, magnified in me. Now I see that every time I stumble, you carried me. When I was bound, you set me free. There has never been a time you let me down. Oh, never. No, every time I stumbled, you carried me. When I was bound, you set me free. There has never been a time, no, never been a time.
When I was sick, you were there. When I was scared, you were there.
There has never been a time
when I gave up. You were there. When I got up, you were there.
There has never been a time, yeah.
All the time, you were there.
Every time I needed you.
All the time, you are here.
There has never been a time you let me down. Oh, never.
Thank you very much.
There has never been a time. Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful music, Z and Melissa, AKA Janice Jr. Thank you for the joy, for the energy, for the meaningfulness to each and every one of us in this room and online this morning. As you shared your stories, I know that there's not a person online or in this room that did not recall at least one of our triple Ds.
I love it.
And no doubt each of us is going through or is in one of those phases right this very moment. And maybe some time ago we didn't recognize that Spirit was always with us through those times. But in hindsight, we recognize that. And as we mature on our spiritual journey, we recognize while we're in it, that Spirit is with us. And we celebrate that. We celebrate that because now we're in a better place of knowing that. We still question it, but we know that it's there. So as we celebrate that, we celebrate Spirit, we celebrate the constancy, we celebrate each other. We celebrate knowing that spiritual practice is such an important part of our lives. For those of you who are joining us, maybe for the first time today, we thank you so much for joining us. And we hope that we will see you again online and right here in person. And part of our celebration of Spirit is the spiritual practice of acknowledging our blessings by giving of our financial means. To continue this work of every person who contributes to making this such a pleasant and beautiful experience. Today, we're adding, our ushers will be coming through the aisles with offertory bags, as well as we also have a basket in the back. So if you are in a place where you feel comfortable with the offertory bags, if you choose to pass those by and place your offering in the basket behind, at the back of the room, whatever's most comfortable for you. There are several different ways that you may share of your financial blessings with Unity of Bellevue, and those are on the screen as well as on the website. I would invite us all, online and in person, to please repeat our offering affirmation with me. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you.
As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, everything. My heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. And so we bless these love-filled offerings. We receive these gifts for this glorious, beautiful, love-filled community. We are aware that all that has been given here and online is a blessing, And it continues to cycle and circle and bless the giver and the receiver and the receivers of the gifts that pass through this community from these gifts, ever expanding love, joy, and peace, goodness in the world. We are grateful, grateful, grateful for the good. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Bellevue. My name is Monica McDowell-Elvig. I'm your center administrator. We are so grateful you are here in person and online. Whatever phase you are in, being defined or destroyed or delivered, we will walk with you. We will walk with you. We are just walking each other home, right? Yes? Yes. So we invite you to, if you are visiting for the first time, to have a welcome packet. They are to the left of the sanctuary doors as you exit. Inside are some gifts for you that you can enjoy. There's also a coupon, 20% off anything of your choice in our bookstore. If you are joining with us online for the first time, you can go to the I'm New page and request a welcome packet, fill out a connection card. We'd love to hear from you. The best way to stay in touch with everything that is happening around Unity of Bellevue, both in person and online, is to sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. You do that on the bottom of every page of our website, unityofbellevue.org. Our prayer chaplains are always ready and willing to pray with you and for you. Susan Neidig will be leading a hybrid prayer circle in the library following service. Also on Zoom, you can find that Zoom link on our launch page. If you have any prayer requests, you can fill out the prayer request cards in the seat backs or online, and there's prayer request cards by the south entrance. Following that prayer circle, we're going to take a little break, grab some food. The workshop starts at 12:30, and they're going to talk a little bit more about that right now. So,
Okay, yes. So we have a workshop today. We call it TLC, Truth and Love Communication. So this is based on the work of John Sarno. So John Sarno is what helped me heal the back pain. I've also healed chronic fatigue. You've healed
migraines and rashes and knee pain and just it's endless, kind of the physical healings that I've had using the techniques that we use.
It's very much in alignment with metaphysical thought because it's about mind, body, and a holistic approach to these things. We've also developed a practice that helps support this. So when you come to the workshop, you'll learn all about Sarno's work and also the practice that we've developed to help support it, and you'll get all the tools you need. It's 2 hours, and we need a minimum of 10 to do the workshop, but I think we're close, so we're going to get that. And then we also want to let you know about our table out there. We call it our Oh My God Life mini mall. And it supports our work. We're an online and traveling ministry. We go all over. We're right now in the middle of a 2-month tour. We go around in our travel van and go all over, so that helps support our ministry. And we have all kinds of stuff on the table. We have books and T-shirts on sale.
Music and magnets and T-shirts, oh my.
And online classes and stuff. But the most important
thing is that if you did enjoy us this morning, we would love to have you on our mailing list. And if you don't like us, just walk on by.
Yeah.
Send love and keep going. But if you enjoyed us, we have a mailing list that's free. And if you're signed up on there, you get a free video twice a month from us. We do new videos, prayers, meditations, music videos, messages, all with music. Really fun, great stuff. And the most important thing is that if you give us your birthday, not the year, that's a security issue, we will send you a video on the morning of your birthday. Every year we write and record a new birthday song and make a video of it for our friends. You get one?
I've gotten it from my Facebook connection.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last year's Facebook people get last year's. If you want this year's, the only people who get this year's are our friends on our mailing list. And you wake up the birthday morning the morning of your birthday, and there it is. We send it at like 12:02 a.m., so it's the first thing in your inbox.
Well, the
on your
insomniacs
birthday.
get it the minute we send
Well,
it.
that's
but-
true. Anyway, we would love to send you that if you are interested.
Yes, and thank you again for having us here
Yes.
today, and we look forward to those of you at the workshop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Monica.
Thank you so much. So we're going to get a few more signed up, I know, right? So you can sign up in the bookstore after service. If you're online, you can just sign up on the link that is on the calendar and on our newsletter. Email me if you have any questions, and I'll get you the Zoom link for that before that starts at 12:30. Next week, we do our official Eye of the Storm launch. There's sign-ups for small groups. We now have 5 spirit groups available. 2 are in-person only, 2 are hybrid, and 1 is online only. So they're all goes, and so make sure you get signed up for that. They start starting next Sunday. That week of is the first round of those. Also, if you're not doing a small group, or even if you are and you want to do your own self-study, we've got a study workbook to go along with the book. So if you just want to do it on your own, read the book and do your own, or you want to do it along with the spirit group, these are available in the bookstore just for a donation. And Reverend Denise will be offering a workshop on all of this next Sunday following service. Also, this Saturday, we have our community shredding event happening, 9 to 12. We all have shredding to bring. Bring your shredding. Bring your paper to shred. We've got a little bit of buzz happening, getting lots of emails from the community about this. So show up, even if you're not a volunteer, show up to show support for Unity of Bellevue, bringing your paper. Memorial Tile fundraiser, we're going to end that at the end of October. So if you're thinking about that, getting a memorial tile in, if you could, we're just hoping by the end of October to get those in. And then October 23rd, after service, we have we're taking another hike. Brian Brewer is going to lead another local moderate level hike. We've got a good group formed already. If you'd like to join us, let me know. So we give a big thank you again to Reverends Melissa and Z. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Yay. So grateful for your wisdom and your presence and your compassion. So thank you for being with us. Next week, Reverend Denise talks on No One Is Against You, and we have a new guest artist, Dave Hannon. So now they're going to close us off with the peace song, and we'll close it with a prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God, the power of God protects us. Thank you. Have a great week. Blessings.
Back when I had a little, I thought that I knew a lot. A little was overrated, but a lot was a little too complicated. See, 0 didn't satisfy me, 1,000,000 didn't make me happy. That's when I learned the lesson that it's all about your perceptions. Hey, are you a popper or a superstar? So you act, so you feel, so you are. It's not about the size of your car, it's about the size of the faith in your heart. And there's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile, don't have to pay to laugh, better thank God for that. There's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile, you don't have to pay to laugh, better thank God for that. Out in the backcountry of Brazil, I met a young man who made me feel I could accomplish anything. You see, just like me, he wanted to sing. He had no windows and no doors. He lived a simple life and was extremely poor. On top of all of that, he had no eyesight, but that didn't keep him from seeing the light. He said, what's it like where you're living today? And all I did was complain, yes. Told me to here is paradise. He taught me paradise is in your mind. You know there's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile, don't have to pay to laugh, better thank God for that. There's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile, you don't have to pay to laugh, better thank God for that. There's hope, stand up for your rights, keep shining your light, show the world a smile. There's hope, stand up for your right, keep shining your light, show the world a smile. There's hope every time I turn on the TV, somebody's acting crazy. Well, if you let it, it will drive you crazy. So I'm taking back my power today. Gas prices, they keep on rising. Government may keep on lying, but we've got to keep on surviving, keep living the truth and do the best you can do, 'cause there's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile, don't have to pay to laugh, better thank God for that. There's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile, you don't have to pay to laugh, better thank God for that. There's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile, don't have to pay to laugh, you'd better thank God for that. 'Cause there's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile, don't have to pay to laugh, you better thank God for that.
share our duties. So thank you for offering.
Like size appropriate, so there's a small, medium, and a large.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, we could have to start our pumpkin as, for Halloween, get ready for sure.
I'm gonna be traveling, so I won't be here
Oh, you're going.
next Sunday, so I wanted to make sure I dropped them
And
off.
where were you going?
Oh, I'm going, friend of mine is renting a U-Haul. She's taking one of her son's stuff to Phoenix area where he lives. So road trip down there, and then I'm flying to Columbus, Ohio to meet friends that I've known for a long time. I was on the phone with one of the ladies who lives in Texas, and she says, no, it's been 50 years since we've seen each other. And so it's going to be interesting. Okay, thanks so much.
I will see you.
Holy Word and
I'll be
prayer.
back to them in a couple of hours.
Okay, bye-bye, Daniel.
Thank you.
Turn the monitors off and everything?
No, leave it on. I want to test the projector if I have.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, do we want to go to workshop? It's starting at 12:30, right? Oh,
Yeah.
you want to eat something before?
Yeah, I'm gonna plan to eat something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, did you wanna, what did you wanna, is it, do you have the plate though? For
Yeah, well, I have to do some screwing stuff, so
Okay.
I'll do it alone.
Okay, yeah, let me know when you need me.
Well, I will be gone before you end coming out, because it's taking 2 hours.
Do we need to get the, oh, but you wanna get the ladder up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna do that now?
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I can turn these off, right?
Yeah.
Nice job, you guys.
Thank you.
That was a lot to orchestrate today.
It was fun.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they were wonderful. Yeah. That's sort of a good angle for the piano, huh?
Yeah.
Sort of good.
Let's do it this way. Okay, stop.
Okay.
And we need a meter. Well, a meter is 6 feet.
About a yard. A little bit more than a yard.
That gets dangerously close to the edge.
Oh, that's not close enough.
Okay.
Did you want me to go up and do anything, or?
Let's turn it off and let's cool them down. And
Okay.
then I would turn on, put on the plate on the projector, and then I actually need to check if we have a security cable, because this one has not. I noticed. Okay.
Did you want me to remove that while you're?
We need a screwdriver.
Yeah, screwdriver would be helpful.
Phillips too.
Let's see, so that
You know where they are?